Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Sweeties.
We are two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries. Oh my god, babe, you're on mute. Calm down. Just it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She's fine, everyone. She's fine. Don't worry, take your time. Hello, Patreon. It's Wahima. How are you? Oh, here she is.
I want to
Maybe. There she is.
wait. I want to make sure it's nope. The default mic. Oh, wait 1 second. God.
Okay. You guys, so I am on a Trader Joe's kick. And so I discovered these chip pickles. Now, let me tell you, I love pickles. All kinds. Pickled radishes, pickled cucumbers, pickled carrots, pickled
Hello.
garlic. Hi.
Sorry, and I'm back. Sorry. Okay, honey, she moved her mic and the mic went off. Okay, round two.
She moved her mic and the mic went off. E-I-E-I-O.
No, it.
All right.
Wi-Fi. Are you on Wi-Fi? My Wi-Fi perchance? Okay. I think it just have horrible Wi-Fi. How great. All right, my loves. I'm ready whenever you are. If you want to do the whole thing again.
Okay, Patreon. Here we go again.
I know.
Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What is it called? Anyway, but it's through our own lens, honey, which is, peppered with our own insecurities and what's happening. And sometimes, like our longings or our lonelinesses, and then just also like our warmth and our energy and our life, just like a little bit of all of it. And at the end of the day, hopefully something mildly sweet. Hi.
Hi. Hopefully sweet. Because a lot of times we are salty. Okay. So today we are talking about 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort, Season 1, Episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Resort.
You know what? It's actually called A Last Chance. And I'm realizing that's on me. I know. It's called Last Chance or something like that. Here's the thing. I don't think anyone really understands the contract they signed to be on the show. Like, some people are like, oh, it is a last, it's we're in trouble. And some people like are not even in a relationship. Now, here's the thing. I actually did go back and see they actually call it 90 Day, and they just dropped the fiance, which I think is also smart, because like two couples on the show are just Americans. Blue blood. Is that what they call them? Red-blooded, blue-blooded Americans. Red, white, and blue-blooded, I guess. No one ever says white-blooded, but that'd be horrible if they did, but because you say red-blooded, and that means you're like sexual or like virile, or like if you're red-blooded, like you fuck a lot, or you're horny. And if you say you're blue-blooded, what does that mean? You're tried and true and reliable?
I always think of blue bloods as being like rich and like they're the aristocracy, like the Vanderbilts are blue bloods. But like red blood, like I guess you're thinking of hot reddish blood. I just think that everybody's red blood because when it comes out of the body it's red, but when it's in the body it's blue. Did you guys know that the blood is blue when it's in the body, but when it hits oxygen it turns red? Booyakasha, booyakasha. At least that's what I learned. So if that has been debunked, then ignore it. Mm-hmm. So, okay, we're here to talk 90 Day, The Last Resort, Season 1.
Chance.
Last chance.
Last chance for love.
Yes, it's our last chance. But actually, it's last dance for romance.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. There we go, everyone. She didn't know that. I thought she was doing a play on words. I just wanted to clarify that I actually knew the Donna Summer song. I also know she works hard for the money.
Well, that has nothing to do with chances.
I know. It's Donna Summers. Okay, anyways, let's talk about it. Now, Chris is all very correct. Some people are together. Some people don't even know that they're at a fork in the road. What is that? And what is that idiom? And other people are like, Jovi,
Yeah. She brings the beige. I'm so excited. Okay, let's talk about it. Some people I'm not excited to talk about. I'm obviously mad to talk about Ed and Liz. Like, no one wants to talk about them,
angry.
Not one person. And I don't even want to talk about Angela either. She's boring and Michael isn't even there. So it's like, truly, could you imagine a world, by the way, if those two people were out and you had, I'm just going to throw some names at you, Gino and Jasmine, and then Hamina and whoever Hamina's with. I'm still obsessed with Hamina.
Hamina and Mike?
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't want Mike there.
You're right. Okay, so but like who would be okay? It's Gino and Jasmine, and who'd be like another great one?
Gino and Jasmine would be great. Maybe Evelyn and Corey. Okay, no, maybe not.
Rishi and Jen.
Rishi and Jen. Or,
yes.
Yeah. Oh no.
What?
Mahmoud and Nicole.
Oh,
Mahmoud and Nicole. Or Nicole and Azan. Just kidding. Nicole and Nicole. Two different people, same part of the world.
Okay, and then in a completely related. In a disrelated but related story, you have a spinoff of the brothers of people on this, and then you can have Mahmoud's brother talk to TJ of TJ and Kimberly's brother.
Yash.
And then we still obviously don't know what Sumit's brother sounds like, but maybe if he was given a chance to talk in such a way, in such a group, he would feel okay with the sound of his voice coming out.
Spackles.
Oh,
Patrick's brother.
Oh my God, you're right. The Bros, it's called 90 Day Bros.
Yes. Yes, it's called 90 Day Bros. Oh my God. It could just be
mad.
The dumbbells.
We'll never get money for this. We'll never get money for this. And Matt Sharp's going to listen to this and just take all the money and take it because we're all on strike because they don't care about us.
Oh my God.
What I'm about to say is they don't really care about us.
Don't worry, people say, we know the truth. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Enough is enough of this garbage.
Okay, all I want to know is that they care about us.
You've heard people say, we know the truth. I love that album. Anyways,
what album?
Had everybody gone bad? What album?
Michael Jackson? Album. I was gonna say, yeah. I was like, why'd you stop at yours? I know, babe. Oh, you said I love that album, but I wanted to like album. I wanted to say you love that person, artist / every album. Like You're every I know. I'm like, it's my own fault that I sang one moment of a Michael Jackson song and then didn't immediately know that the entire podcast episode is now completely like his whole album. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about this. By the way, we're 7 minutes in. Have we even talked about any of the drone shots of how gorgeous this first resort is, by the way? And if you're
in Florida,
I know I had to look it up because I didn't know where it was. If you're on Patreon, you know that Wa has served herself, honey, a very big glass of red wine. And the second thing is, yes, it's not?
No.
It's in a wine glass. Is it cola?
It's Mike's hard liquor, but it's not wine.
Oh, it's alcohol. Okay.
It's baby alcohol. It's like White Claw, but better.
Okay. We all were
like White Claw, but more sugar. Okay.
Oh, okay. We all were like, where is this? Looks gorgeous. White shutters, green, palm trees. They keep doing aerial shots where it looks like the entire resort encapsulates one island. Now so immediately I was like, they don't have the money to buy like a Caribbean island somewhere and take it over in this gorgeous resort. And then I realized they kept naming it, and it was like Isla Bella or whatever. And so I looked up, it's in the Florida Keys. Now, I'm not saying it's not gorgeous, but that's where it is.
Also, little behind the scenes tea is I heard that the actual paying guests at the resort were very annoyed by them filming because they were told that there was going to be some filming happening, but they weren't told how much it was going to interrupt or disrupt, that guy. They weren't told how much it was going to disrupt, their peace. Could you imagine being at a resort?
No. And Angela screaming?
You can't imagine being at a resort at all?
No, I'm yes-anding. I already know what you're going to say.
She's reading my mind, folks. We've been friends for 20 years. That's a long ass time. Anyways.
Angela we saw Angela's room. Angela is right in front of the pool. They did not give her a balcony. Angela is her door, pool. The woman smokes, which is probably why she had to get a place that would give her access to outdoors. So that screaming ass woman is going to ruin your $1,000 a night Florida Keys resort vacation with her banana badgering and her horrible outfits. And she's not even the only one because Molly's there and they're going to join forces in some sort of like Captain Planet.
He's there, our hero, gonna take 50s women something. I'm bad at making up songs on the spot. Anywho, just being there and you can't even relax because even if Angela isn't screaming, there are camera people just in this peripheral view, right? So then you just want to look and see what's going on. So it's like very crazy. So we start off with the first couple. They come in. Everyone says it's gorgeous. They really want to iterate to us how gorgeous this non-Caribbean island is. Um, and they're there for 2 weeks. Okay, that's it. They're hitting the road. 14 days of insanity. And so Ed and whatever walk in, and Ed says, "Oh, is the ocean this way?" Asking for a friend. Ed wants to impress men so much that he will just say the stupidest things in order to like get a laugh from other men. It is disgusting. So,
you know what? I heard it as, is the ocean heated? Not is the ocean here, but I agree with you. It must be a self-protective mechanism that the smaller prey, you know how like animals, like when they are in the presence of a larger one, will kind of like bow, kind of like put their head down, just like roll it down, like immediately show their stomach, like, I offer you absolutely no threat. Like, I know you can kill me with like one of your teeth. Like, it must be Ed's personality way of being like, you have no threat for me. I will make the dumbest joke. I am the dumbest, smallest person possible. I have no neck. You know what I'm saying? No problems, no worries with me. I have no neck.
Yeah. And he talks a lot of shit for somebody who cannot back it up.
I know.
So we find out that the reason why they're back together is because he had shoulder surgery, and Liz came to help him convalesce. Which, listen, if she does really love him and AKA love the spotlight, that's what she would do. So she says that they had really good makeup sex, and we didn't care. We didn't need to know it. Chris, you could say that other note because I didn't write that.
Yeah, she shows up, honey, and she looks miserable. Here's her. He, during all the confessionals, like does this thing where he's fingering her thigh right there, and it's just horrible. I'll tell you one other thing about her. She got this like sad Jennifer Aniston kind of flat haircut that she's rocking in the confessionals. She looks miserable. I mean, she looks sad. I mean, you know, I don't have to tell you about that. But then Kalani and Asuelu arrive, honey, with all them kids, honey. We're like, what? I'm sorry, come again?
Every single one of them.
And next time you come again, leave the kids. You know, like, how are they there? You know, it doesn't make any sense. But then it'll all make sense later.
And Mrs. Gwynn is watching the other child because that other child didn't come.
Yeah, I'm like, how are you? Yeah, 1's 2. Like, how are you? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. So.
Maybe it was for an opportunity for Colini to come to the resort too.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
They were like, listen, there is no Kalani without Kaluni.
Yes. Also, there's a conversation in the car between Kalani and Asuelu where she tells him, we're either going to like be together after this, or we're not going to be together. And he's like, okay. So he immediately just like runs and jumps in the water. I mean, he must be a really fun dad when he's actually there to help her, you know?
He's only a fun dad until like the kids are like 8, or until the kids are like 14. But then once they start to need like help with their homework, like he can't help them, and they've already had coaches now for their sports, and he becomes like just another dumb dad.
Yeah. It's only because he's a kid. After a while, they're going to realize that he's kind of dumb.
You know who also thinks he's dumb? This again annoyed guest at the hotel who sees this grown man kind of like run and jump, and he jumps kind of like a forward. I'm sorry, I don't know like what's wrong with me. That there's like, I guess I don't know gymnastic terms, but a forward thing when you would jump
Cartwheel?
forward.
Oh, yeah, I guess I don't know what it's called.
Roundhouse. A roundhouse. I mean, remember that show? At the Roundhouse, honey, like that's some Nickelodeon lore. You didn't know? You never? What?
Not at all.
Oh, there was this Nickelodeon show called Roundhouse. Monique knows it, and it was like for older kids. When you were, it was like older. It was like, okay. So if I was like 6, the Roundhouse kids had to have been like
17. Okay,
maybe 16, but it felt like they were like 45-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? And again, with all the Nickelodeon shows, you can barely remember anything except maybe some like images from the opening credits. But anyway, moving on. So he does some sort of like forward flip into the thing, and this person's like, "Why is this happening?" Are you putting that up?
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna put up this picture.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so she looks great. So anyway, the kids are there. You know, they start to make us have these scenes where the couple gets to the room and they want to show off the room for us, and the rooms look neither here nor there great. They're fine, but it's like
fine, like FINE, the way that's like I'm like,
I know.
nothing in that part of America could be that opulent. Like, like this is not New York City. You are not like on Martha's Vineyard. Not to say the keys aren't nice, but the way that they were like, oh my god,
Yeah,
it
I
was
know
like
it.
too much, too much.
I know. And you know, the producers are like, you have to, when you get into your room, you definitely have to make it seem like it's a suite. When it's obvious, all these people have nice, normal rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, Angela has a flat screen TV, and I don't know if everyone else has a flat screen TV, but like, it's smaller rooms. Like, you don't even see a bathroom. Like, I know these people like probably don't have sunken tubs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, which is fine, but it's just like, it's a little. So anyway, moving on. So, why am I talking so much about that? But anyway, so they come, they have to have a scene again after they get in the room where they read a letter. The letter is like about, we're all here for a couples therapy retreat, blah, blah, blue, and this is what's expected about them. And they're like worried about that. And it kind of like plants seeds of like, oh my God, I have to see the other people and have all these, like intense therapy sessions where we like bear our problems. And then there's at least Asuelu says it, and maybe like Jovi says it, where they're both kind of like, we're scared to put our problems like in front of people. And I want to be like, bitch, has been on television for like 45 years. What are you talking about? It's like how you can even pay for like one shoe.
Yeah. I'm scared to tell everybody our business. You know what? I want to talk about Molly, but before we do that, let's take a commercial break. Girl, Molly, not the drug. She pulls up, and listen, I think Molly is fabulous. I know that there are differing opinions to this, but I think that she is doing the best that she can, and I respect her for it. So she shows up there without Kelly. And she gets to the front desk, and she's a real pleasure. She asks the ladies her name. She's like, hey, what's your name? And the other one's like Gabriella or like Gabrielle or like some extra Gabriella type name. And the other one is named Sasha. And she then has these sunglasses that I think are cute. I think that she's really trying to do a thing. She's trying,
Yeah, I mean, I just listen, there's like, you can't just like put a bunch of banana shit on and be like, she tried, like I just, I want better for her. In her confessionals looks, she is stunning. Her hair, her makeup is so on point. She looks so polished, and she looks just smart and elegant and sort of just like seasoned and kind of like no one can mess with her. And then when she gets the hotel, she's wearing a crazy shirt that's like words on it, kind of like weird t-shirt with a crossbody furry bag that what I think she wants to pretend is a Chanel. I think it might be some version of what she thinks is a Chanel, whether it's a real Chanel, whether it's a fake Chanel. It's supposed to be a Chanel. I clocked that, has gold hardware. Then out of the fake or real Chanel, she pulls out a Kate Spade wallet with like silver hardware. None of these things are great choices. Now, you can be like, now you shut up, Bob. Now, I know, Wa took herself off mute just to make sure that you guys heard her laugh at that. That's why I told her to shut up. She can express herself, but she's laughing at me.
Kate Spade is such a specific woman.
Yeah.
Like, I worked mid-level luxury, so I understand the Kate Spade. I understand the Michael Kors, but even within that, there's a hierarchy.
No one's going to take a Kate Spade wallet out of a Chanel bag. You know why? Because a Chanel wallet is anywhere from $600 to $900. A Chanel bag is anywhere from $4,000 to uppity up. Let's just put a cap on like 20, and that's high end. So why the hell would you spend over $4,000 for a bag and not buy yourself a $600 goddamn dollar wallet to match? And because I'm assuming you bought that bag because you care about either the name, the craftsmanship, or you care about a look, or you want everything. It just makes any sense. All of it is just like it registers bad. But I'm going to tell you this. It's not even the style flaw that brings her down this episode for me. Wow. Okay. But I know you like her. So, and I won't give it to you now. She
and Kelly, yeah, they hate each other. Like they hate each other. They're not happy. And so for them to come separate shows like how, because Kalani and Asuelu are not in a good place, but they still came together. So it's really, really interesting, like what that is.
You're right. And even kind of Michael and Angela for not coming together still kind of come together.
Yes.
We could ask you one question? Well, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to ask you this. How much do you know of Kelly? Like, because we don't talk about Pillow Talk. So I just want to know from you going in, how much do you know about Kelly and their relationship?
I know nothing. That man opened his mouth and literally I was in shock. I know nothing about that person. I don't know if they were on Single Life. I don't know if they were on a Happily Ever I Never Watched. I don't know if they were on a something else. I don't know anything about him. I completely missed their love life or whatever. And so for me, this is first impressions. And I saw Molly with that other big-eyed gentleman from the Dominican Republic. And
Juan?
This is not, I don't know, he's scared of owls. No, his name's not Juan. His name is
Jose.
No, it's like a long. It's like a not Pedro. That is.
I know.
Is not Johan. What are the Dominican men we know? It's like 2 syllables, and she says the full name when she could call him a nickname.
Carlos?
No. There's no nickname for Carlos. I mean, there might be like Pepe or something, but like it's not this one. It's not Angel. It's not. I don't know, girl. Anyways, so she's not happy. She has every single flowy outfit she could possibly bring, and I'm here for it. I loved it. So then we have Yara, who comes in with the beige, and that is, Chris's like pocket. Even though you don't dress in all beige, like you love the aesthetic, but you don't buy it for yourself. So then in the car, go ahead.
I like Noochie McNooches or whatever. It's just so funny that she is so obsessed, and she also has bangs, which also makes me like mildly also happy for her or whatever.
She's like, yeah, Jovi, hopefully you get some help in here. It makes you not be so into your insecurities. I can't do her accent.
Luis.
I haven't heard Luis.
Ooh. Okay, so thank God we finally got
Molly there. And Luis, Lord, trying to get there. So anywho, she is like, yeah, I'm gonna help you with your insecurities because she wants to buy a house. And what do you think her big secret is? You think it is that she's already purchased a home in Europe?
Oh, okay, yeah, because this is the okay. Now, I'm so glad you asked me that because at first I was like, she cheated on him. I was like so happy. And then I was like, or she doesn't want to have a child. The thing she says though is, I'm afraid to tell Jovi, but I'm happy to tell him in front of the psychiatrists or the psychologists because they can help him see that it will be fine. So that it will be fine makes it me feel like in her mind, this thing is not bad. And it's definitely not relationship ending. And professional people would take her side about it.
Yeah. Which is why I think is that she bought property in Europe and didn't tell him. I mean, this man literally thinks that she's going to take his baby and run to Europe.
Or what if she was like, my mom's got to come. Because now someone can take care of the baby and I'll have more time for you. See, that's why it'll be fine. I know.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Thank you.
So I really do think that Yara is the belle of the ball. I mean, she looks great. She is killing it out there in these streets.
I mean, listen, she doesn't have a lot, to compete against. So come on. So then we get a little bit of like Asuelu and, Kalani walking and she's like, oh, this is, like the resort that I met you at, like a fabled resort where like her whole life changed for her. And just because she was a Mormon virgin, honey, and she never got it in. Anyway, God bless. What a tale to tell your kids. Anyway, yeah. So he's like, yes, and it smells just like the ocean. And she's like, what does the ocean smell like? And then this was your note. It was cute.
Yes, it smells like sharks and turtles. Says, I mean, it's up there with, it's not as high as boo hole. Like my boo hole hurts, but it's one of the like crazy things that Asuelu says. Also, his English is much better. Great. Yeah. So, he and her are not on good terms because there's been infidelity issues. And honestly, when they told me the infidelity issues, I was like, now it's gross, but like also, but when she explained that she was a virgin, and she was 29 years old because she'd been in Utah fucking around with these white men who didn't want her. She finally gets to her home country, or a place where at least her father's from. And this man like falls in love with her and really loves her boobies. And she loses her virginity to him, has sex with him a million times. They have that baby. And then he comes back, and then they have sex again, and she has another baby. And then he has the audacity to get like, he got caught up, you know, I guess with this, I don't know, being a celebrity, low key, went back home and like kissed a girl who had thrust, which is like a thing that babies get. Oh, we went too far.
What do you mean?
We're not at
Oh,
the...
I say, yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. So anyway, yeah, well, yeah, you're right. Listen, it's, and it's also annoying for us recappers to go talk about this when we're used to talking about couples in incels and then having to like go back to this linearness. So this part's annoying for us. So yes. But we figured if you're listening to this episode, you've definitely watched the entire episode. And so what Waz said happened at the end of this episode. So you can't spoil the end of the episode in the middle of the episode. You know what I'm saying? Really, really get that. Mike's Hard Lemonade down, Waz. I love you so much. So then we get Angela arrives. Now this Angela scene, honey, is crazy bananas. So she arrives, honey, and it's like, she wants to be the belle of the ball. So she like, checks in, immediately there's someone there to do the Lord's work. It's almost like they've had to like Truman Show, have all these people know the cast members to know that they have to deal with crazy bananas people. So the woman that's checking her in, now the woman who's checking her in, honey, we get a full face shot of this woman. She didn't bother brushing her hair. That's fine. But she's like, Angela, are you checking in by yourself? And Angela's like, yes. And then this woman goes, oh, which I'm just going to go ahead and say is bad customer service.
As a single person, I was fucking offended.
I know.
I was like, don't awe me.
First of all, don't say, are you checking in by yourself? And then make that person answer and then have a judgment against that answer.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. This was like terrible. But I have a question for you.
Great.
What is the purpose of the headband that Angela is wearing? It's like, what is it? It doesn't do anything. Her hair is already back in that weird ponytail.
Oh, I know. Because she has flyaways and there's broken hair. She just bleaches her hair over and over again. It's like her hair's barely there, So it's like it's hanging on for like, it's like hanging on by a string and a prayer. So like she thinks it's going to help that by putting on a whole headband. So she gets in the car with the bellman and then she flirts with him. And then, like, are you married? And he's like, no. She's like, well, great. And then he has to have an awkward conversation where he wants to tell the audience that they're normal people, that they actually work there, and that but the resort who's putting this on and allowing Matt Sharp to film it for not nary a penny is great hospitality, so much so that you can go and accost their workers and invite them for dinner and they have to say yes.
Yes.
Is that what it
is? Yes, Chris. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And for whatever reason, Jovi, he's horny. He would like to get it on with Yara. He keeps talking about everything being sexy and it makes her uncomfortable. And she says so. They get to the hotel room and all of a sudden he wants to make babies. This man even closes the blind. This is the most sexual I've ever seen him. I guess he was really, really freaking feeling it. So there's a cute moment with them. And really, I don't think that they have any problems besides the European thing, which maybe is a big problem, but they don't have Kalani problems. They don't have Molly problems.
I know it. They want to, the fact that they keep trying to make it be like, we know we don't look like we have a lot of problems, but believe you me, we got problems right here in Jovian City, which is a musical theater joke. But anyway, yeah. Side note, I forgot to write this. This is horrible. Okay, I didn't want to show this, but listen. There is a moment where Angela falls on the bed and then there is a little bit of a camel toe. You know what I'm saying? Just a tiny bit. Now, did I want to show this? Did I want to show it to you all? No, I didn't. Did I want to show it to Patreon? No, because I want to keep them. I don't want to show them something that's going to like have them, stop giving us money every month. But I also have to do sometimes the journalistic work.
Yeah. So we get back to Chris put Asuelu with his stash and a look of guilt.
Okay, well, this is because all right. So let me just say this. So obviously, watching with my cousin Monique. Okay, so I love Monique. Monique is, by the way, the one that low-key saw that camel toe, and I had to go back and take a picture. Monique literally goes perfectly after that goes. So talking about Kalani and Asuelu, who are gonna wash them kids? And right when she says on the kids, Kaluni enters. It was like kismet. Okay, we're like, oh, that's why the kids are there. Kaluni has to be there. So Kaluni's there, and Kaluni does what Kaluni loves to do, which is sit there and like judge Asuelu. She's always hated Asuelu. And then she made it seem like things were gonna get better, but then she realized that he was a lying sack of shit with the fake tears. And it was like, well, we've been knowing that's how you felt or whatever. But the whole time that she says that, Asuelu has like a, like a weird kind of like porn stash, and his face is just like, oh, no, I didn't.
He's so ashamed.
I know
Also,
it.
like, when have we ever seen Kulini get along with him? So,
Not
like,
never.
she's telling us information that we haven't even seen. Also, did you know that they lived in Irvine, California?
Thank
Which
you.
is like crazy. When did
I
they
know.
move from Utah or wherever the hell they were?
Thank you for saying it. Thank you for saying it. So funny for for yes. Obviously, no, I did not know that. They were living in Utah. Suddenly they're like, yeah, we're in California now. And then at one point the Chiron comes and it's like, oh my God, Irvine, California, which is LOL, close to where I grew up. But also their thing is like, it's LOL where Anfisa lived for so long. And now Anfisa doesn't live there. But now Anfisa, just like taking everything in, is going to be on a brand new show called House of Villains on VH1 with like a cast of characters like Omarosa and Tiffany New York Pollard and
Those are the only people that matter. Those are the people that matter.
there was like one of the bots. I know. I want so badly. I want so badly for Anfisa and New York to align, because it's a little bit of an alignment, kind of like Big Brother, where they vote each other off. And so if these two people come together, I will foam at the mouth and at the vagina. I will foam both places.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is crazy that I thought she was never going to be on reality TV again, but maybe she was like, F Matt Sharp. And is it that she was on some kind of like retainer for the next couple of years where she couldn't do a show? Like, how did VH1 pull her in? How much do you think they're paying each and every one of them? You know that our girl Anfisa is making money from this.
I know. And so is New York. And so is Omarosa. And I think that, yeah, I think that they did a very good job casting. They listen, I think with everything, with all like this Dancing with the Stars, it's always like they try and get 2, maybe 3, and then like, good, we got them, and we'll just put in the honey fucking fillers, put in fillers, know, like additives, fillers, maybe some fentanyl, like they cut it with a lot, and none of it's good except for the 2. But yeah, no, it seems like it's pretty good. I just want to, okay, so then I just want to say this. So then after the look of guilt, and then they sit down, and then Kalani like calls downstairs and is like, hey, can you bring up some blankets? And at first I thought she was bringing up the blankets because I thought that was for Kaluni to like be out. Because I'm like, where's Kaluni staying and who's paying for Kaluni's room? But then it's revealed that, that she's asking for the blankets because she wants Asuelu to sleep out in the living room and for her and the kids to sleep in the bed. And he's upset about that. And I really want to know is, okay, but have you been sleeping together before you got to this resort? Because if so, then that is weird. If not, then Asuelu, get the fuck out.
No, it's weird. She has been sleeping with him. That's why he's like, you did it and you didn't even tell me. And she's like, I just think that it would be the best thing. And he's like, oh, this is news to me. So it's like, what happened from last night we slept in our bed together to now? Unless I could be completely wrong and he's living in a completely different place, but like I don't know how she's like living in Irvine with those 2 kids without him, without his cameo money. So then Kalini has the longest eyelashes, and it's like that mascara does her well. I just will never have eyelashes that luscious, and I'm mildly jealous. So then we have Big Ed. I'm just going to say it because it was another stupid thing that he said. He's like, oh my God, look, I can see Cuba. And I was like, you sound just as dumb as whatever that wannabe vice president with the Mavericks said. Look, from my house, I can see Russia. Like
Sarah Palin.
It's just so stupid. It's like, Ed, shut up.
I can see Russia.
She's just so stupid. So, I mean, they're moving to Arkansas. They're moving to Arkansas because it's cheaper. It's cheap.
I know.
I mean, when he's like,
he can buy a mansion there. He can buy a mansion. Yeah, I know. He can.
He was like, we're gonna save tons of money. I'm like, you're gonna save for retirement in 5 years. Like more than you're gonna save like your life.
I know.
So, anyways, we have Angela putting her luggage on the bed, which really upset me. And then I saw there was a scene with Kalini with her everything on the bed and her outside clothes on the bed, and I died. Yara is so they have to be at the pool area at 3 p.m. or whatever, and maybe 8. It was getting dark. And so they have a little like mixer beforehand, and Yara and Jovi get there first, and they're watching all the, other people come on. And none of them have actually met in real life except for I think Molly and Angela. But they all love each other. No, except for Angela and Kalani. But they all know each other from social media.
Well, Angela and Yara obviously hate each other. Obviously, Jovi and Ed met. These are all things on the confession, or tell-alls, hate each other. So yeah, but Molly meets Kalani for the first time, and they had never met in real life, and they're just like, God bless. I mean, one whole thing that happens is, Angela sometimes has weird sit-down moments, heart-to-heart with cast members. So back at the tell-all, when they first did the whole, like, we're bringing everyone to the hotel and having all these things filmed, and they did the thing with, like, Ed and Jovi and everything, like, they also, of course, had Angela have a heart-to-heart with Liz. Remember? And so she kind of has been doing this, like, back and forth thing. And so she's going to do it again, this time with Kalani, where they really are like, oh my God, we're the same person, And it's, like, interesting because, like, okay, Jenny and Sumit and Kimberly and obviously Soulja Boy had a moment in this tell-all where they also were like, oh, we kind of have some similar feelings and vibes going too. So it is a great payoff to see people like interact with each other, because they only can understand each other from this world in such a way. So it actually makes me happy. But Angela then gets to have a lot of empathy moments.
Yes, that's good. But also Kalani being like, Angela is my bitch, we're the same. We both like take care of the people around us and have a big heart. I'm like, you don't want to be associated with Angela, truthfully, because you're not like Angela. Now, maybe you're like, oh, she's different outside of the cameras, but she literally will fight with any person who mildly tries to be like, hey, chill out. And she's gonna fight with Liz on this show. So it's just like, it's so crazy that she's like, we're the same. And Molly's like, I really love Angela. And I'm like, why? Are you not watching the same thing we're watching? Or you understand that she's just acting a fool on purpose, but like, it's okay until she does it to you. It's just wild. It's wild.
So finally we get to have, again, the mixling and the mungling. And then Kelly comes in, honey. And we don't know that Kelly, but Molly is very tense and starts to make comments in relationship to what he hasn't done, like, well, at least you mow the lawn and stuff like that. And then he tries to kind of talk to her, and she's like, don't talk to me, don't be an asshole. And I want to be like, oh, you're the one being the asshole. And I'm going to bring up this is the killer for me. Molly owns a bra store.
Mm-hmm.
Molly comes in wearing this thing that needs a balconette bra, and she's wearing a bra that we see so obviously, and it's not a bathing suit. And it just is like, you can't own a bra store and have your bra being shown like that on national television, as if you're not the expert to go to not have that happen.
You're right, but I don't even know if you're right. This has nothing to do with it, but I don't know if she still owns Livy Ray. She may, but you know that Molly is like estranged from her daughter. She's estranged from her best friend who she's had that company with forever. So like Molly's like kind of on an island at this point. And it's also hard to watch.
Well, yeah, she's on the Florida Keys.
You're right. It's also hard to watch her because we already know that her and Kelly are broken up. Like in real time, like this is all on social media. So this like a whole play, like they might be together. Like their confessional together is so stiff, and we know that they filmed it after the whole resort thing is over. So we know they're not together.
Yeah.
God, she really hates him because his manhood has been like chopped off. She is like, you have no sail, no anchor. You don't know where you're going. You quit your job. He's like, oh, I retired from the police force. I'm like, did you start when you were 20? Like, you're too young to retire. Also, too looking old to retire.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but how do you need money? There's no way how are you gonna live?
Off of his savings. I imagine he has savings if he retired. I don't know.
No, that was a crazy thing. Yeah, listen. She's not wrong. She can't be. I mean, she's not going to be pulling dead weight. So he thought that he was going to just like give up his life and move in with a reality star and sit on a couch and talk about other reality stars. It doesn't make a woman wet between her legs to have like a pussy man. That's just.
But he's a reality star too.
Because of her.
Yeah, but he must have some kind of income coming in. He must do cameos or something.
I mean, not what she does. He's still less than her. So I mean, come with your bag. I will say that. Yeah, this This do boy conversation is really interesting. Have you ever heard that word before?
Never. I've never heard it. But it was clear. Yara's like, what is do boy? I'm like, Yara, how long have you been sitting on what is do boy? Like, never heard of it. And he just got upset because she was like, oh, okay, great. You don't have a job. Here are all the things you can do. And here's the truth.
She's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, if you're sitting on your goddamn butt, then mow the lawn. And if I don't have the proper equipment, then you go get the proper equipment.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yep. But she was just hostile from the very beginning. It's like, why even come on this show?
For money. I know. It's almost like, could you have come? You should have just renamed the show like Therapy Family, you know, like Therapy Island or Last Resort Therapy Island, and then just like have her bring her daughter or bring her blonde friend, which would be an interesting conversation. By the way, I'm so dumb that I forgot that blonde friend's name up until this moment. So every time they kept talking about Kelly, the entire time I thought they were talking about the friend. Oh yeah, no, can you believe I do a podcast about 90 Day if I didn't even know about that? Anyway, God bless. Wow. So you have a note about this. So we start to also meet the therapists. We have 3. I put down 2 of their names. Now, there's a Janny Lacey that's a trauma girl. She's wearing blue. She talks a lot. You know, she kind of gives me AOC vibes. There's a guy named Dr. Jason who's very chill. He has a PhD. There's another girl. I didn't write her name, but what do you think she looks like?
She is Jenny. She is Jenny from Jenny and Sumit, just like a non version of her, as well as her name is Petey.
Her first name?
First name is Petey.
I love that. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's cute. It's the first time I've ever seen a woman with the Peter type name, so it's cute.
Yeah. Did we get? Oh, this is the best part. So anyway, I want to hit this. We could literally have another. Should we have another commercial? Because we could say up until this point, this has been the first bullshit 40 minutes of the expository of this episode. It's a very long episode, and then now we get into the nitty gritty. So let's go pay some bills.
Okay.
Wait. I want to give me a second.
We can still hear you. Now we can. I'm not gonna eat chips. I'm gonna eat chips.
I love you. Okay. I'm ready. Whenever she needs more time. So Patreon, can you believe? Oh, I got Goop. Patreon, I have like a turmeric. It's bone broth. It's turmeric bone broth. I'm so Gwyneth Paltrow.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm. But you need to add salt.
Okay, so then no.
Well, no, you need to add salt. I need to add salt to everything, honey.
I know, that means it's not good.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
Is there a cute thing we can do called docu-salties? And it's like, we should do something called docu-salties, and it's like, you know, when we want to be like really bad or shitty towards something, or a rant about something, or think about it. Wow.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't know what you were going to say. I was waiting for the idea to flush out in your brain.
All right, great. That's rude. Anyway, okay.
It's not rude.
In my brain, honey?
Yeah. Waiting for the idea to flush out in my brain. You know, you're like, until I'm like, Chris, what did you just say? And you're like, oh, the word is this. So I'm waiting for the thought to come out of your brain.
Well, I'm creating it as we speak. Wow.
Exactly. Okay, let's go back. Oh my God, and we're back. Thank you guys for helping us pay our bills. All right. The best part. You want to start or do you want me to start?
You.
Okay. We have the most part of the show. So the psychologists go to Kalani and Asuelu. And first of all, Molly did not sit next to Kelly, and it was like a drama, and they fixed it. Okay, now we have this, and she says, we have problems with infidelity. He immediately starts crying. And she's like, you know, there was a situation where he went back to Samoa, and he kissed a girl. And then, but he didn't tell me. Just like a couple days later, he is like, Kolani, what's in my mouth? And she's like, oh, that's thrush. And he's like, meh? And she says, oh, it's yeast. And babies get it, right? But adults don't. And so he's like, oh, and she's like, what have you been doing? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And she's like, well, you either kiss somebody here or kiss somebody here. And that is fucking disgusting. And even Molly and Kelly think it's disgusting. Like, it's like getting mono as an adult, but like worse.
Yeah, it was a hard to literally swallow. And yeah, everyone gets grossed out. Molly wants to like throw up, like in their confessionals. But so this escalates. So then he admits that he not only definitely kissed a girl, she offered him a blowjob and he kindly accepted. Listen, you can't, when you go to your homeland and like someone offers you, don't say no. It's like not nice. I'm just kidding.
He accepted it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that. And then, but what I did hear in my brain is I did the BJ. No, seriously, I did the BJ.
I know. So that's why Angela was like, are you talking about Michael? So then, but then he, of course, tells her, and then he's like, okay, so you have like a hall pass, or whatever. Like, now this hall pass gets it gets conversed about by people because the doctors are like, well, it's the dumbest thing ever. 2 wrongs will make a right, like this is, and when they say it, it feels like they are saying it in such a way they know it's like the dumbest thing ever, like. And we have to remember, sometimes Kalani sounds like a smart person, but she says things which just remind us has a immaturity because of the fact that she's been regressed, and so I think that sometimes he seems a little, slow to start, and so sometimes I'm like, how is she still with him and how has this happened? But I think that she presents in such a way, and then we have to remember there's someone underneath there, like a little girl underneath there that is actually very sheltered and stuff like that. So for some reason they are now laying bare their problems. And I know it sounds crazy that this hall pass things happen and people are like shocked as if, I can't believe that and what you would do or whatever the truth is. Everyone does their own things and like worse. I'm ecstatic for her. I'm like, yes, I was like, that's the best thing possible. Please let this virgin on the town, honey. Like, let her and her long hair and her big titties and her like, eyeliner, and just take the world, like I wanted to fuck everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
She deserves it. She deserves it. So I just was like, that great.
Well, I thought the hall pass was the best thing. I literally was like, it's absolutely fair. If I don't know why they were like, oh, that's not a good thing. And I guess it's because there's a certain sanctity that everybody puts on marriage that I don't. Or like to me, it's not all the same, but I'm like, if you're in a relationship with someone, you're in a relationship with them. And everyone's like, oh, I wouldn't give her a hall pass. And I'm like, but you cheated on me. I get to go fuck somebody. And you don't get to know when or where or if it even fucking happened. So the fact that she told Asuelu that it did happen, that was mistake number 1. Okay? She should have just been like, no, I didn't. And just always have a little niggling in the back of his mind where he never fucking really knew if it happened or not. But because she's a virgin, it was probably a very big deal for her to do this. And then we find out later on. Can we skip to later on?
Yeah.
We find out later on that he is a better lover than Asuelu. Asuelu only fucking cares about himself and his orgasm. He never does anything for her orgasm. And I can absolutely see that because he's got some kind of development delay. Like either he was just from a place where men never loved on their women's and never did certain things, but I can absolutely imagine that she feels like she's taking care of Asuelu as well as the other 2 kids.
Oh, yeah. I feel so bad for her life, like, and that's why she could never give up her family and why he low-key like couldn't demand it because she was doing too much. Yeah, you never know. Sometimes I have a hard time understanding which kind of men are going to like going down on women and what kind won't. Like if Asuelu ended up being some guy that loved to go down on someone, I wouldn't be surprised, just because he's kind of like, you'd be surprised?
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't been with a guy who hasn't gone down on me in years. Every guy that does. So like when it's like someone is like not doing your pleasure, I'm like, oh, but not in years. I'm sorry. In the last 2 years since I've got on my journey, my whole phase. Every guy that I've been with, has been like, this is what I would like to do for you. And I'm like, I don't need it, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think that unless you really, I guess you are from a strict religious community, that man, but even though I'm not saying that, but then I think that sects of Judaism, really, really like champion the woman orgasm. But I think that unless you are come from some sort of like, strict, organized religion would make me think that that's the only reason why as a man, you might not know the pleasure of pleasuring a woman, how it feeds you in some way, how it makes you feel good, and how like our pleasure like only emasculates you, not emasculates, but emasculates you as someone who can like take care of a woman in the same way that you're supposed to take care of the woman in whatever bullshit culture you're raised in. So like you should be providing for us money, you should be providing for us semen, and you should be providing for us orgasms, and all three make you a man. And protection. And secure, so financial security, physical protection, and that means like a house and money and your semen and an orgasm is how you fulfill your manly duty to us. And here, now we'll tell you how now for you, don't even worry about it. We will have your babies, we'll push them out of the bodies that God gave us, we'll go through all of them, we'll incubate your seeds for you. We will push them out. We will feed them from our body and breast. My God, can you believe what a great deal you've gotten?
Yes. I just think that it's weird to be in a place where like your man doesn't want to pleasure you, and if that's your life, you have to get out of it immediately.
Yeah.
That's that. And then I also think that a man should treat a woman like a queen outside of the home, but in the house, he's the king. And in order to be treated like the king in the house, there's certain things you have to do, like pay for said house. So, yeah. So like that is just kind of what those things are.
Has Asuelo ever paid for one morsel of their entire living? No.
With his cameos.
Oh no! I forgot about the frozen yogurt shop. No, he got that frozen yogurt part-time
for like a second, but they're in
the yogurt shop.
I know. Yeah, but they're in Irvine now, so I wonder what he does.
Yeah.
Like, are they living at one of the parents' houses? Because doesn't Kalani parents have like houses, places, and maybe that's what happened. It's just really interesting that she's found herself in this situation, and very sad too.
I want to see the guy that she fucked. I want to see him so bad, and I want her to leave her husband and go with him. And I hope, and I'm so happy that he gave her an orgasm. She deserves it. She's so beautiful.
Did he give her an orgasm? Maybe I don't know that he did. I just think that he tried.
He cares about my orgasm, so I'm assuming. I mean, that made me.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I mean, everyone that watched that episode, I feel like, is running away with the idea that this woman had never had an orgasm her whole life, because he didn't give a shit and she was a virgin, and then he gave her a hall pass, and then she takes it, realizes, wakes up to the world that which she got herself in, which is that she's never been satisfied. Then he gets mad at her for taking the hall pass after cheating on her, after never giving an orgasm, after knocking her up, after the one time that she decided to let her guard down after 29 years of being on God's green, beautiful earth, saving herself for some bullshit fantasy heaven. I mean, hold on.
Yeah, she says she's been married for 5 years or together with him for 5 years, and had a baby who's 4 years old. But I was like, it feels longer.
Oh, you know who said that? Angela. Angela said that she's known Michael for 5 years and that she's been married 3 years. And when she said that, I was like, what?
It feels like it was so long ago.
No, he's not. 5 years. Haven't you known Michael for at least 17 years? And haven't you been married for 10 years? That he's never set foot on American soil.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure.
Doesn't it suck that he can't even go to the Florida Keys? Shouldn't there be some kind of like law where like it's an island so he's able to go? Michael has not gotten his citizenship, and every other person has. Every other person who's wanted to come to it's like they will not. Someone. They will not give this Nigerian.
He's killed someone. He must be the
Usman has gotten his citizenship. I mean, his visa. Usman, he got his visa to UK, then finally got one for the US, and Michael hasn't gotten anything. It's just he didn't kill anybody. Angela did something. Angela's the reason why he can't get into the US.
Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. Why would I blame? What?
Was that? Did you notice this moment where Angela comes out of the space before she harasses the bellman? That she comes out and we think she's about to light a cigarette, but she puts on lip gloss. Did you notice that moment?
No, I didn't. I didn't get sharped.
Oh gosh, it was great.
Did you notice this moment where she's wearing a necklace that says "sexy" but it's spelled SEKSI?
I didn't. I saw it and I didn't know what it was spelled. I was like,
Okay. Did you notice this moments of Molly's shoes where she has these lace up like platform shoes, and I have a very similar pair I got from Steve Madden a very long time ago, and I still have in my upstairs closet, and I have to throw them out now because I have a penchant for having fast fashion made famous by shitty reality stars, and nothing makes me feel trashier.
yeah, I need to help you with that closet if it's
I
still
know.
like that. I just like I
Mhm.
gotta help you because I help you with the closet that you're currently in right
I
now,
know.
and it looks full again. So there's some help that is required.
I I have a mouse. Anyway, listen, the super teaser for what's going to happen looks great. I mean,
Hmm. Hmm.
listen, are we here for it? I guess we are. It's funny because yeah, it's LOL. I guess to piggyback the last thing you said about Michael, it is interesting that for some reason we didn't pick a locale that Michael could be at. Like, I don't know visa laws, honey. I don't know like international laws, but like, there's no island off the coast of Africa,
There is,
right?
yeah,
Where they couldn't.
Tanzania.
Okay, what I'm saying is how and why and who and how was it not okay? Is it that the people that don't have their visas that are married can't leave America, so they have to still be in America, except that Michael can't be in America? There's no Carnival cruise. Half of me is like, you couldn't even put a cruise line together, just pick them all up and then shoot the thing in the middle of the ocean where there's no international law. You can have a casino, you can kill bodies out there, like I don't know. That's
Out into international waters. Yes. Why can't Michael leave Nigeria? Is the freaking question. Why couldn't they go to South Africa? I mean, it's dangerous there, but there are resorts where it's safe. Like Chris, why?
absolutely. And then my last prediction is I want Kalani's dude to come to the island. Or sorry, Kalani's dude has to get. I mean, Matt Sharp has to get a Frontier airline for that man to get his ass to the Florida Keys. I need to see the way he looks. I need to see the D. I need to see Asuelu, like his little face, look him up and down. I need to smell him. I need to see him and smell him. I'm so happy for her. Like, it was a visceral reaction for me and this woman. And I want her to get out. And like, honestly, if Kaluni gets Kalani out of this, they can go on a like some sort of celebration tour, like almost like we are bringing home our vets from like a war, because I feel like this woman has been through a lot, and I would like to have her have a rebirth. Anyway, that's truly it for me.
I agree with you. I think we're done. So
We're done.
if you guys would like to see the visuals of what you were listening to just now, you can join us on Patreon for $10 a month. Yeah, if you want to see Angela's camel toe, join Patreon, $10 a month. You get it live every first Monday of the month. Plus, you get the content before anybody else does, and other freebie stuff. Oh my God, this picture of Michael is terrible. But if you can't do that, you can join our socials, and Chris will tell you about our socials.
Oh yeah, go to wherever you are on social media and then type in an @ symbol and DocuSweeties. You'll find us. Now, if you're on that X/Twitter, add a 1. So it's at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties1 on X/Twitter. We also have a brand new Facebook group. It's called DocuSweeties, the podcast Facebook group or something, honey. I don't know. Now I do have some links up there, but I don't have any sort of art. Now your girls are on it, but we love you guys so much, and thank you so much for listening. Give us 5 stars if you haven't yet, and
Bye.
bye.